Good morning, my people. How y'all doing this morning? I am out and about, man, trying to get some things done. Well, I'm always forgetting this seatbelt, man. I need to make that a better habit, a better practice. I hope everyone doing well this morning. My weekend was very, very restful, and so I'm back at it again. This morning, as you can see, you know, from the title of the live, man, we have something we need to discuss. Carri Richardson, according to the news, she was given a drug test and she tested positive for marijuana, and so there's been quite an uproar, quite a clamor, because of the fact that the Olympic authorities have they're looking at whether or not they're going to suspend them, but then we find out later on that they're just going to give a 30-day suspension, and that's going to be it. Now, as far as her activities and what she chose to do, look, now, I'm not going to judge because that's not my responsibility, but I do think that there are clear lessons that we can learn from this particular event. Okay? One of the lessons I think we should learn is we need to learn how to deal with trauma better. Weed, alcohol, things of that sort should not be a coping mechanism. It shouldn't be a coping mechanism. Anything that you introduce into your life that commands that kind of authority from you as a person, where you can't think clearly, you have to have it, that's an addiction. And you can't possibly believe that playing into an addiction can help you to cope with the rest of your life. If you ask me, it's just causing more difficulties for you. You're having problems in your life, and then you add an addiction, and now you have more problems. So that's not a way. That's counterproductive. That's not a way to deal with the traumas that happen to you. Like I mentioned, drugs, alcohol, things of that sort, that's counterproductive. Anytime you have an addiction to something that basically runs your life, you know, you're not going to be able to reach your full potential because you have something that's commanding your attention all the time. Okay? Next thing. One of the reasons behind why a lot of people in social media, celebrities and things of that sort, have weighed in on this particular situation, they're saying that she lost her mother. And so her being able to use marijuana was a way for her to deal with the pain of that. Listen, let me tell you something. I think that's some bull. Now, and my reasons might be different from yours, but I don't think that that particular reason is not going to fly. Because here's the thing: your family member, your mother, has passed away. What would be the best way to honor your mother? What would be the best way to show everyone the product of all your mother's hard work? Would it be giving in to despair and using drugs in a situation where you know that individuals are watching you closely? Would it be that? Because now, just a side thought, make no mistake, because of the fact that she is who she is and she has the skill that she has, she quite possibly could be the fastest woman on the planet. We don't know yet. But because of that, then she comes underneath the microscope. They're watching everything she says. They're watching everything that she does. So because you know you're under a microscope, then behave accordingly. This young lady can go and do something great. She can go and possibly win. With the kind of training that she has, with the attitude that she has, she can go to the Olympics and win. But here's the thing: we don't need to make exceptions when it comes to greatness. Okay? There are rules in place for a reason. None of this would have happened to this particular young lady if she had abided by the rules. Forget about whether or not marijuana is legal. Forget about what she was doing in it. Let's look at the root of the problem. If she had been looking at this thing and subjecting herself to the rules that were there, regardless of the circumstances, You know, I'm all about accountability, and she's accountable for the things that she does. So if there are rules in place that say, okay, listen, this kind of behavior, we ain't gonna accept it, then quite naturally, if you want to continue to compete, then you're gonna go according to the rules. And I think that was something that's necessary. We need to think about that. As a community, why are we always looking for exceptions to rules? If this is the rule, I don't care who was allowed to break it. Let's abide by the rules. Because when you don't abide by the rules and you're looking for an exception, what usually happens is, whatever you accomplish, whatever good you may have done, is always overshadowed by the fact that somebody had to make an exception for you. Because you think this over? Do you think this situation is over? I don't think it's over. Because now, regardless of whether or not she goes to the Olympics and win or not, whatever she does from this point on is going to be overshadowed by this instance. Just watch for it. You'll see. It's going to be overshadowed by the fact that she didn't have the self-control that she needed to be able to say, okay, this is one of the things that I do, but I'm not going to do this particular thing until I've achieved my goal. And then after I've achieved my goal. Now, I'm not in any way advocating for drug use. I'm not advocating for that. Because like I said, anything that maintains that kind of control and power over you is something you should avoid. But now, in this particular instance, since this is known, this is what she does, then why not put that to the side in order to focus on the larger goal? I think that's what we should be looking at. Like I said, I can't judge her. I can't judge her. Whatever she decides to do is on her. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. In life, you have to be responsible for whatever choices that you make. If you choose to make good choices, the result will be a reward. If you choose to make bad decisions, then the result is punishment. There are things that happen to you to help you to appreciate that you need to course correct. You need to do something different. So what I'm hoping is that after this 30-day suspension that she's under, I'm hoping that she comes back, she regains her focus, and she goes and does the best that she possibly can. Like I said, I believe that she has a bright future ahead of her. And at her age, I understand that there is some maturity that needs to happen. But what I'm saying, as a community, we can learn something from this. You can't always be looking for exceptions to rules, man. Just follow the rule. And if you follow the rule, maybe after a while of abiding by the rule, then you can be instrumental in changing the rule. That's all I'm saying, man. I know a lot of people they're quoting other individuals who have had drug use and been allowed to run. I'm not concerned about those other individuals. I could care less. I could care less about their ethnic group. I could care less about their circumstances. What I'm saying is, as a community, there should not be an expectation that there's going to be an exception for us. No matter what our skills, no matter what our talents, if this is the rule, let's abide by the rule. Because basically, what I'm saying is, you have the opportunity, especially with Ms. Richardson, she has the opportunity, man, to set a good example for those that come after her. Just like Flojo did, just like all of the athletes that were in the Olympics prior to Carri Richardson. You know, regardless of who they were personally, they set a good example in the way that they trained, in the way that they discipline themselves to be able to compete on that level. And so if we're talking about being a role model, which a lot of athletes don't like that title, but if you excel in what you do, then quite naturally people are going to look up to you. So if you already know that, then here's the thing. Look at situations and diagnose the situation, analyze it, and then move forward. A lot of times we get emotional. And like I mentioned all the time, when you involve emotions, a lot of times the decisions that you make don't end up well. So I'm hoping that things go well for her. You know, I don't have anything but positive thoughts to you know, and feelings to send toward her and her family. And I hope that she's able to compete, and I hope she's able to compete well. But At the same time, family, we have to do some self-examination. Are we meeting requirements, or are we requiring that requirements bend to what we want? Meet our standard. Because the requirements are there for a reason. Evidently, there have been some issues with drug use in the past, and so what they're trying to do is eliminate drug use from being a part of the event. And as a committee, they can do that. They can make those rules. And as athletes, those who want to be Olympians, they should adhere to those rules. Structure is necessary to have order. And if you don't have any order, then how can things proceed the way that they should? I'm not coming down on Carri. I'm just saying that in a situation like this, there is a whole lot of self-discipline that's needed, self-control. She can display self-control when it comes to training, when it comes to the form that she uses to run. She can display self-control when it comes to that. But now in your personal life, you have to display it also. Because like we mentioned, she's under a magnifying glass. So she should expect that individuals are going to be watching her closely. She's about to perform on the world stage. And if she is as good as she has been in the past, there are going to be some difficulties surrounding her, because I'm not seeing anybody else that can outrun her. I've been watching closely. So, as I mentioned, man, let's not look for the exception. Let's abide by the rule until we can change the rule if that's necessary. Well, those are my thoughts, man. I just wanted to come to y'all with something positive this morning. We always want to be positive on Monday, man, because we never know what's going to happen throughout the rest of the week. So, I have something I need to take care of. But as always, man, I want y'all to have a good week. Do something positive, and something positive will come back to you. Look to do what you can. And whatever else you can't do, don't worry about it. Everything will work out. All right. Y'all have a good week. Love you. Peace.